Guys, welcome to the garage. Thanks for joining me. I'm doing a Tesla wall connector installation today. Actually, I'm installing both of these. I'm installing one of the universal wall connectors and then the regular wall connectors. The universal one's going right here on this wall, and then further down the wall I'm installing the regular wall connector. One reason I'm doing the universal one is because you can daisy chain off of the universal one to another wall connector, and so I'm going to see if I can use my regular wall connector, daisy chain to my universal wall connector. So I'll show you what that process is involved. Guys, I'm not a professional. This is just me, a homeowner, doing it myself, so this is just for entertainment purposes. But to catch you up to at the step I'm at right now is I have my wire pulled through the wall. So I have some 6'2" Romex wire that I've pulled all the way from my breaker box about 80 feet through my attic, all the way down this wall, pulled it out, and it's ready to kind of get the wall connector mounted here. I need to repair this square I had to cut out of the wall. So the hardest part of the installation is done, running the wire. If you have a long run of wire, it's going to be time consuming and expensive if you hire someone to do that. If you hire an electrician, I elected to do this myself. I bought a roll of 125 feet of Romex 6'2" wire. For these wall connectors, you only need a 6'2" wire, so 2 hot leads and a ground. You don't need the neutral wire, so you don't need to run 6'3", so it's a little bit cheaper to run the 6'2" wire. And mine's all in like attic, insulation, wall cavities, and so I don't really need to run, I haven't needed to run the conduit yet. I am going to run conduit from here all the way to the front of the garage where the other one's going to go, and that I'm going to run a different kind of wire, and I'll get into that kind of a little bit later when we get into that step. This is my other garage bay here. I have 2 Tesla wall connectors installed over here, one right here for the Cybertruck, and then I've got one over on this side for this Model Y. You can see right down there. But over here on this side, this is where I'm installing my other ones, and you can see here I have 2 other Teslas. So I have 4 Teslas and need 4 wall connectors, and so I'm going to install one there. This one's going to charge that car, and then the one down here against the wall is going to charge this car here. So guys, kind of I'll go through the process here, show you what's involved. It's really not that hard to install these. It's really the hardest part is just getting this wire run. I had to run this wire through a insulated wall cavity, which is a little more difficult. I had to run it from. So I kind of found out where the studs were here, and then figured out where I wanted this, and then I marked a hole and put a glow stick up through the ceiling, so that way when I was in the attic I knew where to drill into the top plate to run the wire down through. And that wire ran from there all the way there, down that wall, into my basement, into my electrical room, into my panel. And so it's probably about 85 feet or so of wire, so quite a long ways to run the wire. The stud right here, I'm going to install the wall connector right there, and I'll have the wall connector coming out, this wire coming out right here, and it'll go right into the wall connector. All right, guys, so here I'm at the point of I've got the wall patched up, I got it painted, I'm ready to put my wall connector on the wall. Again, this is the universal wall connector, and the reason I'm using this one is because I can daisy chain wall connectors. So the line in, this 6'2" wire is going to go into the leads here, 2 hots and a ground. 2 hots and a ground are going to come out through the bottom here, and then they're going to go down the wall all the way to the end of the garage to my other wall connector. This mounted to the wall, 4 screws. These on this side, they're into the stud. These 2 I used drywall anchors, so I got 4 screws holding this in. Now what I want to do is I want to take this wire that's coming from the wall, that's coming from the breaker, loop it up around here, strip the wires, and insert the 2 hot leads here and the ground on this side. So I have my wire coming in, and it's going to tuck around like this, and we've got a white and a black. White and black going line 1, line 2, either one. It could be either one, and then our ground goes here. So it's the wiring's super simple on how this is set up and which wires go where. I just want to very carefully with a razor blade score the jacket so I can peel it back. And we'll remove this brown paper that goes over the ground wire. All right, where it says L1, L2, ground. So I'm just going to do white in L1, black in L2, and the copper bare, that's our ground. We're just going to do that. A set of wires out of this, I'm going to send a set through here, down through conduit, down to the next one. Now there is a little tab right here to zip tie these wires back inside of this housing. They are pretty thick. I mean, this is a thick wire, so it is a little harder. So what I want to do is I want to strip them. There's even a little gauge right here that shows how much to strip. It just kind of is about Kind of just shows about that much to strip off of it. We got our wires now torqued down. There's a little bit included that you're able to use on these terminals. It wants you to torque it down to 50 inch-pounds or 5.6 Newton-meters of torque. So there's just a little notch there the zip tie goes in. Here on my breaker panel, here I got my breaker panel removed. Here's what I'm doing is all of my breaker slots are filled, but what I'm doing is I'm putting this right here on this other, I have this 50 amp breaker. This goes to my hot tub. I'm going to use this breaker slot here for a quad pole breaker here. So this existing hot tub 50 amp line's going to go here in the middle, so that'll be that one, and then this outside one, I'll put the hot lead there, one hot lead there, and I'll just tie in the ground into my grounding bar right there. So that'll basically allow me to put in another 50 amp 240 volt circuit into that slot in my panel. And I got my wire run down through, and all I have to do is just kind of strip the wire back, cut it to the length, put the hot leads in. All right, so I turned this breaker off. I got the power actually to the whole panel off. And then when you flip this breaker off, you just keep pushing back and these kind of snap out. So I just pull that out like that. So what I want to do is I want to take off, unscrew those two and put it on the two. Those two hot leads are going to go on these two middle on this one. So that on that breaker right there. All right, I got my breaker in the panel here, and I'm just going to put my wires together. So the two, I'm going to do these red and black ones. This is my existing circuit. That's going to go on the outside. The two middle ones is where the new wall connector connections are going to go. All right, I got all my terminals kind of all tightened down here. So this middle circuit here is my wall connector. These two are the existing circuit, and I've got the breaker off in the middle. This is on. So now I can just put I'm going to put my cover back over my panel, and I'm going to finish up the installation on the wall connector, the two of those before I hit the breaker, and that will kind of be the last step when I go to test out the circuit here. All right, guys, I want to show you kind of where I'm at here. I've got my conduit run. So this is the universal wall connector. So this is the line in from the breaker. It goes into the top here, and then out, I have 3 individual. Now, you don't need 6-gauge wire for the ground, but when I ordered this, it came with 6-gauge. I thought it was like an 8 or a 10-gauge, which would have been fine. But these are THHN individual conductors, 6-gauge that I'm running in conduit. So we've got a hot, 2 hots, and a ground. Those are going into the conduit all the way down here to the end of the garage. This is about 20 feet or so, and then I'll have it coming out right here, and then I'll have just black, red, ground. It can be really in any orientation you want here. But line 1 over on the other side is black, so I'll just match that up. Line 2 is red, I'll match that up there, and then ground there. Then I'll be able to put my wall connectors on and pair them together so they can kind of load share and share the power coming out of the wall. All right, guys, so I got the wall connectors connected, and I've got them now charging. I want to show you how I set these up. So I flip the breaker on. When you flip the breaker on, they start pulsing green for 15 minutes. They're emitting a Wi-Fi signal, and so they both will be doing that. So I just did that this morning. All right, these little pamphlets here have this one's for the universal wall connector. If you just scan the QR code, it prompts you to download this Tesla One app, and you go into that, and you're able to join the universal wall connector, and you're able to set up, and then you're also able to set up power, or the group power management. And I was able to add a device. So if you go under group power management, you're able to add a follower, which is going to be my second one. So my second wall connector, this one's not a universal wall connector. This is the regular wall connector, and I was unsure if I could power share these if this wasn't the universal one, and you can. And so what you do is you just go to add a follower, you scan the QR code, it adds this one, and then you'll go in and just add, you put in the amperage. So I put in 40 amps. That's the maximum that both of these get to share. And so that way, when both cars are plugged in, like this Cybertruck and this Model Y, they split the 40 amp charge. So right now, if we go in and look at the charging stats here, This one's only charging at 20 amps, 20 of 20 amps. It only allows 20 amps, which is what I want. And similarly here on the Cybertruck, it won't allow more than 20 amps. So 20 amps is the maximum amperage. Now what I want to do is I'm going to unplug that car, and then it should bump up to 40 amps. So it kind of splits the charge, but when one car gets finished, or only one car is plugged in, the full 40 amps is available for one car only. So let's try that. All right, so I just unplugged that car. That car is not plugged in right now. And we'll see if it, okay, so yeah, this has jumped up to 40 amps. So that did exactly like we wanted it to do. So they're basically just, they're grouped together in a power management system where they won't ever exceed 40 amps, but they share it, and they know when one's charging and one's not, and when they're both charging, and they split that amperage. Now under this group power management here, I have it on. You have to you toggle that off if you want to adjust the settings, but you can see here I have, see it says 40 amps. I was able to adjust what that 40, the amperage of it, so you only want to do 80% of what your breaker is. But I could add a follower here. You can add up to like 5 followers. They would need to be universal wall connectors if you're daisy chaining them, like if you're running the wires from one to the next to the next to the next on a one circuit, you can do up to 5, which is pretty cool. They'll all, if you have 5 cars plugged in and 5 wall connectors, they're all charging very slow, but it's at least a way to connect 5 of these universal wall connectors in series. And then the last one on the line can be the regular wall connector, because the regular wall connector doesn't have the outputs for the wire to daisy chain to the next one. It's just basically an input wire only. So that's why I use the universal one here and then a regular wall connector there. The wires from the wall go into here, and then they come out to that one, and they're load sharing basically. So it works pretty good. All right, guys, so that was the installation of these 2 wall connectors. So again, this is a universal one and then a regular wall connector. The regular wall connector down the line here is connected into this one. The power is shared from this one, essentially. So this was a way for me to get 2 wall connectors and only do 1 wire run to my breaker box, because that is almost, I used almost 90 feet, 85, 90 feet of wire to get from my breaker, all the way from my breaker box to here. And so that's a long run. If you're doing 2 runs like that, that doubles the cost of the wire. The wire is almost $300 to run the 6.2 Romex wire that I ran here. So this was a pretty good way. I like that I can share that these 2 cars can kind of share the charge, because these 2 cars are the ones that I'm driving regularly, and even charging at 20 amps, which is what they're going to share, what they'll charge at, that's sufficient for these to charge up overnight. All right, guys, well, hopefully this was entertaining or educational, at least, if you're looking to do a setup like this. It is doable, very, very easy to do, because you're only dealing with 3 wires, 2 hot wires and a ground to each of the wall connectors, and then at your breaker panel. And the hardest situation or part of this installation for me was running the wires all the way from my basement up into the attic, across all the way over, and almost 85 feet of wire run, which was quite a bit. And I was able to run it down inside of the wall and come out back here. So anyways, guys, hopefully this is helpful or useful. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Thanks.